regular meeting of the Huron City Commission to order. It is Monday, April 13th, 2020, and it's 5:30 p.m. Could we have a roll call, please?
Smith.
Here.
Claude.
Here.
Harrington.
Here.
Robish.
Present.
Mayor Howard.
Here. Let's stand now and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Now is the time for public forum. Comments for the public forum may be submitted through the city's YouTube channel. A link of the meeting is on the city's website. It is huronsd.com/city-government. Okay, tonight on public forum, we have announcement from our city attorney, Jeff Banks. Jeff?
The Beetle County Humane Society wanted to let the public know of some shelter protocol changes due to COVID-19, and I will review those here briefly. If your pet has been impounded and the pet has a current city license or has an ID tag, we may be able to return your pet quicker upon impound if we can reach an owner. Please know that if your pet is impounded by the officer, there will still be the same impound and boarding fees as set forth by city ordinance. The officer, at their discretion, may be able to return your pet upon impoundment. If a pet is in need of medical attention, is a repeat offender, in bad condition, the owner cannot be reached, or any other circumstance, the officer may still impound the dog at the shelter. In this case, it is up to the owner to claim their pet from the shelter and pay the required fees. The Humane Society will be utilizing measures to accept card and check payments upon return of your pet if and when possible. Please understand that the officer will have full discretion on returning your impounded pet, and if said pet has already been taken to the shelter for impoundment, it will be the pet owner's responsibility to set up an appointment to get your pet from the shelter. This system is basically being set up for those pets that are one-time offenders and have an ID.
Okay, thank you.
Still.
Yes, okay, still going. I thought that was a done instead of a pause.
Our current method of operations is by appointment only. However, we are answering the phones from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Monday through Friday at 352-8955. We ask that if you are interested in adoption, that you check out our pets at www.dakotacritters.petfinder.com and read the bios. And then if you have any questions, please email them to bchs@santel.net. If you would like to set up an appointment to adopt, you can call the shelter to set up the appointment. We will then allow one family member in to meet the pet and make the decision to proceed with the adoption process. Lastly, we also want to ask that people make appointments for surrenders, etc., as well, so that we can ensure all pets are receiving the care they deserve. The shelter staff and board of directors would like to thank you for all your patience and support during this difficult time, and we look forward to seeing you in the future.
Okay, thank you very much, Jeff. Do we have any comments from the public? We'll wait just a couple of more minutes if you have any questions from the public. No questions from the public. We will move on to item number 3, agenda approval. I have one change on our agenda for this evening. I want to add in 4.4 a number 6. Approval of the hiring of Michael Harrison for the code enforcement officer position effective May 4th. Are there any other changes to the agenda? Our motion,
Motion to approve the agenda as amended.
is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll need roll calls on everything tonight, so all those in favor of approving the agenda as amended, say aye. Opposed, nay. Call the roll, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Clute.
Aye.
Harrington.
Aye.
Robish.
Aye.
Mayor Albert.
Aye. Moving on to item 4, consent agenda. Members or matters appearing in the consent agenda are expected to be non-controversial and will be acted upon by the commission at one time without discussion, unless a member of the commission requests an opportunity to address any item. Items removed from the consent agenda will be discussed at the beginning of the formal items. Tonight's consent agenda, 4.1, regular meeting minutes of April 6, 2020. 4.2, authorize the mayor to sign the combined election agreement with Beetle County for rescheduled June 2, 2020 election. 4.3, fuel quotes for city departments. 4.4, personnel items. 1, hire seasonal street crew. 2, hire seasonal library positions. 3, accept list of applicants for the human resource manager, account supervisor, and code enforcement positions. Number 4, regular status for Sarah Rogers, patrol sergeant, after completion of the probationary period. Item 5, regular status for Taj Lark, patrol sergeant, after completion of the probationary period. And item 6, approve hiring of Michael Harrison, code enforcement officer, effective May 4th. And item number 4.5, payment of the bills. Do I have a motion on the consent agenda?
Motion to approve the consent agenda?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor of the okaying the consent agenda will say aye. Opposed will be nay. We'll need a roll call, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Clute.
Aye.
Harrington.
Aye.
Robish.
Aye.
Mayor Albert.
Aye. Move to item 5, bid/quote items. 5.1, consider awarding bid number 2020-07, lease of Hayland 2020. And Assistant Engineer Dennis Bennett.
Thank you, Mayor. We received bids on all the properties that we had out for the hay leases, and we've reviewed them and asked your approval to award them. Parcel number 1, the old gravel pit, was for Chase Grain and Cattle for $1,093 a year, and these are all 5-year leases. Parcel number 2, Gibbs Park to John Dirksen for $2,605. Parcel 3, wastewater treatment to Ron Hines for $3,310. Parcel 4 to City Street Department stockpile to John Dirksen for $25. Parcel 5, West Landfill to Jeremy Dick for $1,125. Parcel 6, the old Dakota Pork property to Glenn Roebuck for $211. Parcel 7, east of Stony Run Creek to John Dirksen for $1,805. Parcel 8, West Wellfield to Jeremy Dick for $4,165. And parcel 9, area south and west of the DAF building to John Dirksen for $250.
Okay, do I have a motion on the bids for our Hayland to lease, 5-year lease?
Move to approve the bids.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
I have a question, Mayor.
Commissioner Clute, go ahead.
Pauline, I presume this money just goes into the general fund, or is it designated for a particular city fund?
If it's in a specific fund, it goes to that fund. So like the West well fields will go into the water, that rent goes in the water.
Okay.
Solid waste areas go in solid waste.
Does Gibbs Park go to the Park and Rec?
Yes.
I see, okay. All right, thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Hearing none, we'll need a roll call again. All those in favor will say aye, opposed nay, and we'll call the roll.
Smith.
Aye.
Clute.
Aye.
Harrington.
Aye.
Robish.
Aye.
Mayor Albert.
Aye. We'll move to item 5.2. Consider awarding bid number 2020-13 anaerobic lagoon cleaning for 2020. And Assistant Engineer Bennett again.
Thank you, Mayor. This is for the cleaning of the anaerobic lagoon prior to the covers being put on. This is the last lagoon out there that we need cleaned. The bid came in at $98,205, and we recommend approval.
Okay. Do I have a motion on the recommendation to approve?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of awarding the bid will say aye, opposed nay, and we'll call the roll.
Smith.
Aye.
Clute.
Aye.
Harrington.
Aye.
Robish.
Aye.
Mayor Albert.
Aye. Move to item 5.3. Consider specifications, authorize addendums as deemed necessary by the city engineer, and set the bid opening for 2 p.m., May 4th, 2020, for bid number 2020-16 manhole spray lining project for 2020. Do I have a, do I have a motion on this consideration?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. I guess, Assistant City Engineer, we forgot to have you tell us about the bid.
Well, just asking approval, we already got it. So
Okay. Thank you. Any questions, any further questions? Hearing none, all those in favor will say aye, opposed nay, and we'll call the roll.
Smith.
Aye.
Clute.
Aye.
Harrington.
Aye.
Robish.
Aye.
Mayor Albert.
Aye. We'll move to item 8 on the agenda, departmental items. 8.1, revised solid waste collection schedule. And Commissioner Clute, do you have that for us tonight?
I do, thanks, Mayor. The Solid Waste Department would like to help the residents with some spring cleaning inside their home, and they understand that due to the COVID-19 restrictions, they might not be able to get out to the landfill. So to assist them doing that, they're going to change the collection routes to offer an extra day of garbage collection only to residents for their household spring cleaning. They started it today, April 13th, and that will end on Friday, May 1st. So if your garbage is collected on Monday, you will also have garbage collection on Thursday. If yours is on Tuesday, then you'll have an additional garbage collection on Friday. If your garbage is collected on Wednesdays, Wednesdays is the citywide yard waste container collection. But if your garbage is collected on Thursdays, then you'll get an additional garbage collection on Monday. And for Friday's collection, you'll have an additional Tuesday garbage route. Recycling routes will remain as a one-time weekly collection on your regular day. They'd also like to remind people that the rubble site is only open from 10 o'clock in the morning to 2 o'clock PM by appointment only. Loads must be sorted. All household items must be bagged. This is to keep loose trash from blowing around the site. For the safety of the sanitation department employees, no customers are allowed into the Baylor building, so bags are placed in a container until the end of the day. Failure to comply with these directions will result in the customer being turned away. No cash payments are accepted. Forms of payment accepted are credit debit cards. Contractors can use their charge accounts as usual. Please call 353-8542 to schedule your appointment for the rubble site.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Clute. We'll move to item 8.2. Consider authorizing the fire chief and the city planner to investigate/apply for grant funding for PPE to be used with the COVID-19 response efforts through FEMA, and authorize the mayor to sign all related documents. And City Planner Cranston, do you want to start on this or tell us?
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, it's, at this point, it's just preliminary investigation. We did get a notice from FEMA that there will be a grant available, but at this time, we don't know any specifics about how it can be used, requirements, matching. We have no idea about that information yet. What this does is this puts us in a position to move ahead quickly in the event the funding does become available. As you know, other communities will be watching for additional funds as well.
Okay, thank you. Chief Hines, do you have anything to add to that?
Barry got all the high points.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, what we need is a motion, I guess. So is there a motion to approve this request?
Motion to approve the request to investigate and apply for the grant funding for PPE.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
This is Doug Clute, Mayor.
Pardon?
This is Doug Clute.
Yes, Commissioner Clute.
I'm not against the motion, but I'm wondering if they're able to tell us if Beetle County, specifically Huron, has enough PPE at the present time, or have we experienced shortages like other people?
Chief Hines, can you answer that question for us?
We're still waiting on some back orders for PPE for our surrounding departments. For the Huron Fire and Huron EMS, we have PPE. There is always a need for more if we do get our surge, which they're projecting. By applying for the grant or investigating the grant through the Assistance to Firefighters grants, it's through FEMA, through the CARES Act. They're put $100 million into the kitty for this. Planner Cranston and I would investigate it, but for our PPE requirements right now, there are still a few things that are out on order for our local first responders. So to directly answer that question, no, we don't have all the PPE that we need, but we're holding our own as of right now.
Thank you. Any more questions, Commissioner Clute? Matt?
No, thanks, Mayor.
Okay, anything else? Hearing none, all those in favor will say aye, opposed nay, and we'll call the roll.
Smith,
Aye.
Clute,
Aye.
Harrington,
Aye.
Robish,
Aye.
Mayor Albert.
Aye. We'll move to item 9 tonight, and we're gonna have a work session, 9.1, on the budget. So it'll be just 1 minute here, and we'll be ready to go.